If you're a woman trying to lose body fat, you hate what is looking back at you in the mirror, you also avoid clothes and photos, but you feel like nothing is working for you and you're constantly starting over, this video is exactly what you need. I'm going to break it all down for you. There is going to be no confusion, no lies, no fluff, just the exact step-by-step strategy I used for myself and for my clients to get them confident, lean, and to stay that way for life. If you've tried everything and feel completely stuck, then keep watching because no coach will be showing you what I'm about to show you. Number one, we are going to set a very clear goal. So we are going to define your why, not just I want to lose weight. It has to be more than that. There has to be a reason as to why you want to lose that weight and not just I want to feel better in a bikini. It needs to go far deeper than that. Do you want to lose weight because you want to feel fitter for yourself, for your kids, for your family, so you can run around with them more, so you can live longer? Is it because you want to feel more confident in yourself, in your clothes, to go on date nights or to go to work or to stand up in front of a room full of people at work? Why do you want to lose that weight? Once you define that why, then you're going to dive into setting a deadline, because a goal without a deadline is just a dream. It needs to have a certain period that you're going to give yourself, and it could be 12 weeks, it could be 5 months, it could be 6 months. And even if you break it down into small increments to being like, the first 12 weeks, I want to lose X. The second 12 weeks, I want to lose another X. But have a deadline in there so you're not just hoping for the best and seeing when it will happen, whenever it will happen. So, number one, set a clear goal. Number two, we are going to break that goal down into mini daily tasks that you need to do every day to get you to that goal and that deadline. So first up, we're going to talk about calories. Calories in versus calories out when it comes to fat loss is the most important thing, and you need to work that out first to make sure you are hitting that calorie deficit. Not this 1200 1000 calorie per day. It needs to be a sustainable target that you can stick to for the 12 weeks and then for another 12 weeks. So if you are stuck trying to find your calories, I'm going to put my calorie calculator below in the description so you can work out your sustainable calorie deficit target. We're also going to focus on our step count. Now, steps are really important. So we're going to set a mini target that you can hit every single day, and then eventually you can then increase that. So I want you to look at on your watch or on your phone what you're currently doing. Now, if it's 5,000, there is no point in aiming for what your influencer says and aiming for 10,000. We're just going to aim 2 more than you're currently doing to make it that little bit of a challenge. So you're currently hitting 5, we're going to aim for 7. And then maybe in the first 12 weeks is done, you can then maybe aim for a few more and a few more and a few more. Next, we're going to talk movement within your daily target. So what movement are you doing daily that's going to get you to that goal? So I would always highly recommend strength training, but you've got to do what you enjoy. If it is strength training, maybe 3 to 4 workouts per week is going to be an ideal amount. But again, if you struggle with 3 to 4 times, try 2 and then build up from there. If you are doing strength workouts, I would follow a program that you can progress through the 12 weeks of your deadline, something that's going to push you further. You can progressively overload and you can get to where you want to be. That's what's going to build you tone and strength. And the last section in your daily targets is going to be your protein. Now, we want to make sure that you're feeling fuller for longer. Protein is the most satiating nutrient. So if you have found your calorie deficit out via my calorie calculator, I would then try to just aim to get in 20 to 30 grams of protein with breakfast, with lunch and with dinner, and then maybe a snack as well. If you're already struggling to get your protein in, start small and then again build up from there. Protein sources are going to be things like your meats, chicken, fish, steak, beef, pork, eggs, Greek yogurt. There's so many varieties within the meat side of things that you can get your protein in from. If you were vegetarian or vegan, you can still work on things like tofu, chickpeas, lentils. If you need to supplement a protein powder, that is absolutely fine. But step 2 is going to be break that goal down into mini daily tasks that you are going to complete every day, if not every day, most of the time, to get you to where you want to be. Number 3, we are going to get your starting metrics. So we are going to take your weight, we're going to take some progress photos, and we're going to take some measurements. When it comes to your scale weight, you're going to try and weigh yourself every day or every other day when it comes to standing on the scales. Scales can fluctuate, so be aware of that before you go into this process, but understand that the reason as to why you're doing it every day or every other day is because you want to get an average across the week. I would recommend waking up in the morning, going for a wee, and then weighing yourself in barely any clothing, and then do that consistently throughout the week. Don't start weighing yourself in the evening, after you've eaten meals, after you've done exercise. Do it consistently in the morning, after you wake up, before you have any kind of food. You're also going to take progress photos because sometimes the scale doesn't play ball when we want it to. So when we get in our progress photos and we take them every week or every other week or once a month, so you can see the visual changes that you are making in your journey, so that if the scale does fluctuate, it doesn't matter because the progress shows photos. The progress photos show progress. Now, measurements, they're an additional bonus. They're just something else that if you didn't feel quite comfortable taking photos of yourself, then you can do measurements. I would measure your waist, your hips, maybe your shoulders and your legs to get an accurate representation of if you're losing body fat within your deadline. I would try and be accurate and measure yourself exactly in the same place that you did. And I would do this once per week to give you the best idea of how much you're losing. So number 3 is going to be get your starting metrics. Number 4, as a woman, we need to understand your cycle. So really dive into how your body fluctuates throughout the month, because as women, we have 4 different phases of the month, and it's really important that you learn these, because some days you're going to feel hungrier, some days you're going to feel more tired, some days you're going to feel more emotional. And as soon as we start to understand how we feel throughout the month, it then means we have more understanding of our cravings, our energy, how we need to perform in our workouts, how we need to fuel our body more so on the days that you may have cravings that are higher because of your cycle, because you're in that pre-period phase. So start understanding your cycle, start tracking your cycle to see the days that your hunger spikes, to see the days that your energy levels rise and energy levels dip. And once you start understanding that, fat loss will become far more easier, because you're seeing how you need to become empathetic towards yourself throughout your cycle across the month. We are not men. We don't have the same consistent energy as men do. So do not compare yourself to a male, a partner, a dad, a brother. Compare yourself to you as a woman for each week of your cycle. Lastly, number 5 is going to be fix your relationship with food. Now, you want to do this along your journey. It's not going to click and it's not going to happen straight away, but I see far too many women yo-yoing on diets. But we want this to be the last diet that you ever have to do. So by fixing your relationship with food, we're not going to cut out sugar, we're not going to cut out carbs, we're not going to restrict ourselves on really low calories. We're going to include everything in moderation, and I want you to say to yourself, you can have anything, just not everything. So this means no food is off limits in your diet, but you're going to have 80% foods that are going to be nutritious, wholesome. They're going to be whole foods. You're going to get your veggies, your fruit, your lean proteins, your carbs in there. That's what 80% of your diet is going to be, and 20% is going to be those soul foods, those things that you enjoy, maybe a little bit of chocolate in the evening, maybe it's going to be a glass of wine once per week, maybe it's going to be that random social occasion of someone's wedding that you have randomly within the dieting phase, and you're going to enjoy yourself. But that's what's going to fix your relationship with food. There are no such thing as good and bad foods. All food serves a purpose and deserves to be there. As soon as we start cutting these things out, we then want to binge on them because we've restricted ourselves from them. So fixing your relationship with food along this journey is very important, and understanding that this is for life. We don't want to cut out anything that we love, because you're then just going to struggle with the process. You're going to go into this binge restrict cycle, this yo-yo, and go back to where you started before. So number 5 is going to be fixing your relationship with food along the journey and not cutting out what you enjoy. I don't want you to just watch this video and then scroll and go away and not do anything of what I've said. If you found this video useful, please comment below your goals. Tell me about what you're trying to achieve. If you have any questions, and I will respond to them to make sure you get to where you want to be. As I said before, I'm going to put my calorie calculator below in the description so you can work out your personal calories. But whilst you're here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you found this video useful. Trust this process, give it a go, and I promise you this will be the last diet you ever have to do. See you in the next one.